everybody? Micatron TV here. And I just got off work and I wanted to make another video. This video, I'm going to speak on drugs in jail. Me personally, I've only done, out of all the times that I've been locked up, I've only done illicit drugs, like street drugs, once. And it was 2 different times, the same time being locked up. It was in a jail called Catawba. It's a jail that 2 counties used to share, and I came from it. It's in Burke County, North Carolina, but I came from Catawba County, so they shipped me over there. And the way Catawba works is, if you are arrested in Burke County, you can go there, but they more than likely are going to send you to the old jail, which is just Burke County Jail. So it was kind of weird how it happened, but we're in there. I'd probably been there for maybe about a couple months, and a guy gets in there probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Man, I hope y'all ready to do some dope in the morning. I'm gonna get it out." And everybody's sitting there thinking like, "Yeah, whatever." And I go back to sleep. Well, I was PM trustee, the hallway trustee. So I would go around on the evening shift and clean up the hallways with the COs. But getting back to doing the drugs, the next morning they do trays, and the guy gets up. Everybody knows in the back of everybody's mind, like it was mine. Like, does he really have something? So everybody eats. You turn your tray back in, and dude goes and sits on the toilet. And personally, I thought he was full of shit. And which obviously he was. He was full of shit, all right. He had some shit in his shit. He goes to the bathroom and comes back, and he's like, "Yeah, who I want some?" And I hadn't done nothing in a long time, so I was like, "Yeah." And it was meth, and it got me tweaked out. But the dude had a good bit. I mean, he was planning on keeping us lit the whole time he was there. And they fucking called him to ship him to the old jail later on that day. I mean, we did enough to keep us up. And that was actually my first night as trustee, and I still remember being like fucking tweaked out of my mind. I couldn't keep my tongue still. I was locked jawing and everything, and I had to go out and work with the fucking police acting like that. They didn't say nothing to me. But I'd be going by different pods, and they'd be like, "Damn, bro, what the fuck you got down there?" So, I mean, I don't know. They never shook us down or nothing. But they sent that guy off, and then later on that night, this is what was crazy about it. Later on that night, we got a new guy in the cell that replaced that guy's his bed. And he had dope up his ass, and he was spun out talking all kinds of crazy shit. And he gets it out, and then he starts saying this dude's name. I couldn't remember the guy's name. I didn't really catch it when he came in. The guy before that had dope in his, that brought the dope in the first time. And he said the guy's name, and apparently one of the guys, it was an 8-man cell. It's an 8-man cell. One of the other guys was in there, and he was in there with me for a while. I guess he remembered his name. He was like, "Yeah, dude, he just went to the old jail." He's like, "Oh shit." He's like, I sell him dope and shit. And it was just crazy how he knew the guy's name and stuff and came in there with dope again. And so he did some more with us. And the same thing happened to that guy. The next morning, actually, I think he might have thought, I can't remember. I think he thought he was making bond or he was getting, because, they really don't tell you when you go to the old jail. Burkitop is fucked up like that. They treat the same people that make bond as if they were anything else. They just say, "Bunk and junk, pack your shit," They don't say you've made bond, like other jails do. But man, it was just crazy, man. And jail is not a place to want to do meth. I mean, I never want to do meth again, but it was not fun, man. I mean, it was something to do, and it got us tweaked out for a little while, man. But people started acting weird, this one guy started acting real fucking paranoid and sketching me the fuck out. And, like I said, I had to go out there and work on the hallway for like 3 hours with the police. I don't know how they didn't notice, man, because like I said, I hadn't done any in months before that. And I know I was just fucking like, oh, and my go ahead, you know. But yeah, Burkitaba's a fucked up jail. But they got it in there somehow, man, and it would be a hard one to get. I mean, they actually, strip you out good. I don't know how those guys they obviously had to have, really shoved it up there. Because whenever I got transferred from Catawba, and they stripped me out, they made me like cough and bounce and cough and bounce and cough and bounce like 3 times. And I was coming from another fucking jail. So I was like, damn, what the fuck they do to people coming off the street? But I also was in there for a probation violation, and my initial charge was felony possession and possession of a controlled substance in the jail. So that might have had something to do with it. I don't know. But yeah, man, that's the time I did illicit street drugs. Now, the other drugs that I've done in jail are just the same shit that, most people that have been locked up have experienced, which is like Seroquel or, what's the other one? The gabapentin. And we used to do, I don't even know why they used to call them leanbacks, man, but it was clonidine and Seroquel. I mean, it didn't, everybody like, oh yeah, how'd you lean back? It's like, well, I was also sick off I was coming off methadone, and anybody that's come off methadone, that's a whole nother series of videos, but, that I'm going to make. But I've come off methadone in jail twice, off of high milligram dosages, and being on it for years and years and years, and that is just straight up hell. So I couldn't sleep anyways, and, the Seroquel and the clonidine, it would make me drowsy, but it still wouldn't make me, sleep good like I was hoping for, I was always trying to buy something, man, to make my sleep, man, because, when you only get like an hour of sleep every night, if that, in jail, that makes your time 10 times fucking worse. That's why coming off of any drugs that, other than, you come off meth, you're going to sleep, after a day, once it gets out of your, once you stop tweaking, you're going to sleep for a hot minute. But coming off any other drugs like opiates or benzos, I came off benzos in jail too. I actually had a seizure in Catawba in Catawba County in 2015. Man, that was that was fun. But yeah, I mean, those are the only other drugs that I've done. The prescribed ones and the meth the one time. And I mean, really around here, when I was 19 and I got arrested and actually sat in jail for a while, like 3 or 4 months, it was in Buncombe County. And see, what was crazy about Buncombe County is they would arrest you and they would pat you down, empty your pockets and shit, but then they would stick you in a drunk tank, and they wouldn't strip you out. If you had anything in your sock, or if you had it, in your butt cheeks or whatever, you were fine. And I got arrested on a Friday, so if you get arrested on a Friday after like 10 o'clock in the morning, you are guaranteed to sit in that drunk tank until Monday morning. And I shit you not, at least 10 people came in with crack on them and were trying to smoke it out of toilet paper rolls. And this was back whenever Buncombe County gave their trustees at the annex cigarettes. So there were trustees walking around with lighters and shit. And this is in like 2005. Yeah, 2005. And people were smoking. It was like, and there was only one camera, and it was right above the toilet, and it was facing out towards the majority of the drunk tank. So I mean, all you had to do is sit over there by the toilet, and you could do whatever the fuck you wanted. But I mean, there was a bunch of people that came in there with crack on them because they were just, they were just making sure you didn't have a weapon on you, basically, before they stuck you back there in the tank. And everybody that I talked to that was in there at that time, and even, I think they still do that process like that, which is fucking stupid. It's been like that for a while, but it just blew my mind how many people were making it in there with crack, and they were all smoking it. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to think. I know there's got to be other drugs that I've seen in jail or that I've heard about, but those are the only ones that I've actually witnessed or done myself. But yeah, y'all, that's my video, drugs in jail. I can only speak on what I've seen or done. But if y'all like this stuff, hit the like and subscribe button. Please, I need some subscribers. I got a bunch of stories that I could tell, a memoir, just like any other recovering addict, someone who's done time or whatever, really anybody that's lived that life could tell a shit ton of stories like this, but I've got a bunch, man. So if you like them, hit that like and subscribe and the notification bell so you can see it first. Anyways, until next time, y'all, be safe, keep it legal, and keep it clean. Sobriety is the best way of life, in my opinion, anyways. It is what it is either way. Love y'all. Keep it real.